Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your June 15th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. They manage your risk so you can manage your operation. With the weather being unstable, there is no better time to look into coverage for your feed crops. The annual forage deadline is right around the corner. With their state-of-the-art technology and second-to-none customer service, you can be confident that your policy is in good hands. Ag Risk Advisors. Risks averted, legacies preserved. Drovers has reported both diesel and gasoline prices have been setting record after record in recent weeks. No news to you guys. We talk about it almost every day on this update. But it's not just retail diesel prices that have been increasing. There have been recent reports of farmers and ranchers booking off-road diesel above the $5 mark. And of course, diesel prices, they are hitting the ag sector incredibly hard. According to a farmer located near Hull, Iowa, Craig Moss, 2 years ago, he was buying farm diesel for just over $1 a gallon. He recently had some delivered and paid just under $4.90 a gallon. A survey on Twitter regarding the price of off-road diesel across our nation recently garnered a wide range of responses. Farmers in the northern Corn Belt reported off-road diesel at $4.13 a gallon, while off-road diesel in western states like Montana is already over that $5 mark. President Biden, he keeps on blaming Putin. He often uses his phrase Putin price hike. But fuel prices, they actually started to climb higher long before Russia invaded Ukraine. The real issue as to why diesel prices are so high is because a shortage of refining capacity, not a shortage of oil. The financial incentive is there today to pump more oil to increase refining capacity, but according to an individual involved with the oil industry, the push towards electric has investors concerned about the risk of such an investment. Additionally, even if moves were made today to increase refining capacity, it takes years for that capacity to come online and actually make a difference. When we look at diesel prices around the globe, the United Kingdom is leading the way at $8.73 a gallon. Germany is not far behind at $8.36 a gallon. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we have diesel only costing 63 cents a gallon in Saudi Arabia. And then if you go to Iran, it will only cost you 4 cents a gallon for diesel. This update is also sponsored by 4T Ag. Colt Tritt, he is the owner and operator of 4T Ag Insurance. He himself ranches, so he understands all the risks that go along with the livestock industry. If your operation is not already enrolled in PRF insurance, go ahead and reach out to 4T Ag today and get enrolled. And if you'd like to learn more about 4T Ag, check out everything they have to offer, head on over to their website, 4tag.net. That is the number 4, TAG.net. Meeting Place has reported Citizens for Sustainable Sioux Falls is currently circulating a petition to stop the construction of Holstone Farms' $500 million pork processing plant in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The group needs to collect signatures from 5% of Sioux Falls' residents, so that's about 6,000 people, by early July. If they are able to get this done, the measure will appear on the ballot in November's midterm elections. Should it be approved by a majority vote, no new meat processing plants will be allowed within the city limits. The petition would not affect the Smithfield Foods processing plant in Sioux Falls, but it would prohibit the expansion and alteration of the plant beyond its existing site. According to Luke Minion, the chairman of the board at Holstone Farms, Holstone has been developing plans for this new pork processing plant for the past 5 years, and the company still has the support of state and local governments. If the petition turns out to be successful, the company might launch a PR campaign with commercials, community events, all kinds of measures in hopes of defeating this ballot initiative. According to a report from South Dakota Public Broadcasting, Holstone has already purchased 170 acres of industrial zone land worth $12.5 million for this plant. Originally, construction was expected to start the end of this year. And finally, DTN Progressive Farmer has reported the heat wave that many of us have been suffering from here in the Midwest has killed an estimated 10,000 head of fat cattle in Kansas. DTN livestock experts put the geographical center point for these deaths at Ulysses, Kansas. So last Saturday, temperatures started out over 100 degrees in Ulysses with humidity and no wind to cool the cattle off. A few days later, on Monday, temps were reported at 104 degrees with humidity levels ranging from 18 to 35%. Finally, on Tuesday, humidity and temperatures, they finally backed off a bit and the highs were only in the upper 80s. According to veterinarian AJ Tarpoff, who works with Kansas State University Extension, heat stress doesn't happen all at one time. As long as cattle have about 4 to 6 hours at night to dissipate the heat that they have accumulated during the day, they usually don't have any problems. But when it doesn't cool down enough at night and the cattle essentially can't offload all the heat that they've taken on, that's when you have issues like this. Historically, the second week of June is when we start to see death loss due to heat stress, said Tarpoff. At this point, cattle, they have not had the chance to shed off their winter coat. Additionally, the majority of the U.S. cow herd is black, so that means that they are not able to cool off as efficiently as, say, a red animal, or we can talk about a Charolais. Heat-related loss isn't totally preventable, but there are several mitigation strategies such as additional water sources, the use of sprinklers overnight to cool the pen floors, shades, and being sure that cattle are able to catch a breeze. That is all I have for you guys this morning. Hope your week is going great. Have yourself a wonderful Wednesday. I'll catch you later.